if you change your mind or you need a break, just let me know. I'm not doing anything tomorrow. Thanks, Mom, I say again. I've got a few things to get done tonight, she continues, her eyes sweeping over me with something too close to sympathy for my liking. But your dad is downstairs if you want him. He's buried deep in all those papers about the Civil War. But if you're looking for something to do, I'm sure he could be swayed for a few games of Scrabble. She grins at me, and I try to smile back, something flip-flopping inside me as I do. Actually, that's okay. I think I already had plans with Vicky. I squirm a little over the semi-lie, but I'm pretty sure that within 10 minutes I can turn it into the truth. I just can't face the thought that this is what my life has come to. My parents trying to find ways to entertain me on Saturday night because they're worried that I'll be alone and miserable otherwise. Sure, maybe that's a slight exaggeration, but right now that's how it feels. Oh, okay, she smiles at me, and I wonder whether I'm imagining the relief there. That's nice. You two have a good time then. Oh, and say hi to Vicky from me. I will. I manage a slightly more genuine smile as she turns toward her room, and I continue walking down the hallway. When I make it to my bedroom, I close the door behind me and sag against it with a sigh of relief, looking around at the room I've come back to. It's still painted a slightly garish pink from when I was a teenager, with fluffy white pillows and rugs thrown around. But at least I've taken down the slightly embarrassing posters of boy bands. Not that I'm complaining about the pillows. My teenager self had that right, at least. You can never have too many pillows. Everything else, though, it all just slams home that I'm right back where I started. Only this time, I'm older and have less to look forward to. I flop down on my bed, still cocooned in the towel, and reach for my cell phone before I can dwell too much more on that. Me. Please tell me you're not doing anything tonight. I barely have a chance to put the cell down again before it buzzes in my hand. Vicky. I have a feeling I'm about to be. Wine, chocolate, and Bridget Jones's Diary again? Thank God for Vicky. A real smile finally tugs at me, relief loosening some of the awkward knots in my stomach. Me. Anything. I just need to get out of here. Vicky. Oh, sounds bad. Don't tell me. Your mom tried to force too much food on you again? I roll my eyes, not bothering to answer. For as long as I've known her, Vicky has teased me about how ridiculously nice my parents are, even more so when I dare to utter a complaint. I guess knowing her all my life gives her the right to keep me grounded like that. But just occasionally, it'd be nice to be able to grumble the way everyone else seems to get to. Though she'd probably say I'd do that anyway. Me. I'll see you in 45. I roll off the bed, pulling on a simple top and jeans as I start to feel better already. Relaxing bath, fun night ahead with a great friend, caring parents. You've got a lot going for you, Ava. Think of that. It mostly works. I say goodbye to my parents and let them know I might crash at Vicky's tonight. Something I do frequently enough that it almost feels like I'm living between her place and my parents at the moment. Being on her couch isn't exactly the same as having my own space, but sometimes it's easier to deal with having her around than Mom and Dad. I catch the bus toward her apartment in central Fresno, and within the hour, I'm stood at her door. I knock at the same time as unlocking it with my own key, as I always do, and call out as I walk in. Hey, Vicky. Hey, babe, with you in a minute. I'm in the middle of a very delicate operation. Her voice floats to me from the kitchen, and I laugh softly to myself. Do I want to know? I ask, starting to walk in that direction. You will in a minute. Go on, there's snacks in the living room. All right, all right. I've known her long enough to hear the unmistakable, if you try to come help, you'll get in my way, tone to her voice, so I head into the living room with a shrug. I sling my bag down beside the couch and flop into it with a sigh, the deep leather seats threatening to engulf me as I do. She got this couch in a thrift store a couple of years ago, and it's a worn old thing, the leather cracking and its age obvious, but it also might be the most comfortable couch I've ever known. So? I look up to see Vicky appear in the doorway, curly dark hair bouncing around her face and sparkling green eyes looking back at me from her slightly larger figure. The summer dress she's wearing swirls around her curves in a way that makes me envious, the splashes of color as much a part of her as the enthusiasm.